I know. I mean, can you believe it? It is January 1st, 2004, and we have got here in west central Montana 50s forecasted all week long. I mean, come on, 50s in January? I mean, like I said last week, kids these days are growing, saying, yeah, when I grow up, you're not growing up. It's 70s some places in January, and it's not supposed to be. Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, I do not remember it being 70 degrees on New Year's Day. So, before we got going this morning, we got a little fog hat going this morning. How can you go wrong with a little Lonesome Dave, little fog hat in first thing in the morning, especially when you're starting out your new year. New year, fog hat. I mean, come on, man. It's so, actually, good morning, everyone. It is 8 a.m., Monday, January 1st, 2024. Days. 2000. Wow. Happy New Year to all. I hope everybody was safe and sound last night. What was up? Andy, what was up with all the fireworks? I mean, what was up with all the fireworks? Minding my own business, hanging out, just chilling. Next thing you know, it's bang, boom. I'm thinking I've been living in the Gaza Strip or something right now because it was like just, is it 4th of July enough? And when did blowing stuff up become a thing? We didn't do that. Do you remember that? I remember in the 80s when did this start? That everybody's like, I gotta blow up fireworks on New Year's. Next thing you know, I need to blow them up on Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day and the first day of summer. It's like, geez. It seems like blowing up shit is now a tradition. And it wasn't around when I was a kid, but it's a tradition now. It's like blowing off fireworks. Everybody's out doing it. And it was nice out, so we had more than usual. Huh? Yeah. I have a couple traditions that I do, or I've done, or I've shared with people, or people have shared with me, and has become part of the rituals of New Year's. The first is actually, it is an old Irish, it's an old Irish tradition, which comes at the stroke of midnight. Oh, wait a minute. Stroke of midnight. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to all? That was horrible. Anyway, at the stroke of midnight, you open all the doors, you open all the windows, whatever, and you let the old year out and the new year in, okay? And that's kind of, the worst year, the more things you open up. It's a bad year, you got the windows, you got the fans on, the doors open. Yeah, exactly. The other tradition or a belief that I try to abide by is that to make sure that you have stuff ready for the new year. And what I mean by that is that I always have the bills paid. Make sure you have extra cash in the house, so you'll always have cash in the house. Extra food, so you always have food in the house. Weed, of course. So you'll always have weed in the house. Burning down the house. Yeah, so whatever. And what it is that it carries over, like I said, for the whole year. If you have extra cash, whatever, you'll always have something on hand for the whole year. And that's a pretty cool one to have. Yes, indeed. What? Yeah, I'm feeling excellent today. I'm certainly that the majority of Americans are not feeling really good today. It's kind of a traditional thing. Yeah, I remember those days too. Another tradition now that I guess is sobriety. We've talked about it before on the show. I got my 4-year medallion this past week, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. We've talked before about my not drinking and my smoking and this and that. And my motto is this: no booze, no pills, no powders. That pretty much eliminates everything. Liquids, no liquids, but, medical, pot's legal. It's nice being able to, though, remember the night before. I remember those days where, you'd wake up on New Year's and you'd be in Cleveland. What the hell am I doing in Cleveland? It's just, I like, we've talked about this too. I like to listen to, Rob Lowe has a podcast. I like to listen to his stuff at times, not because he's I always agree or like his topics, but at times he talks about his sobriety, and he talks about other guests, like he had Valerie Bertinelli on, and they talked about their sobriety and how that when you're using pills and powders that you learn to hate the mornings because it's just another morning that you missed and you're still wasted. And so I know, Andy, we've never really had a show like Andy just said, why don't we do a show about recovery and your experiences? Like Rob Lowe and Valerie Bertinelli. We haven't really done a show like that. The lifestyle, I mean, I've touched on it. Everybody knows that watches the podcast or listens to it, the way I've done. But yeah, maybe we should put together a show on people in sobriety, and there's a lot of rockers and people don't realize now that have turned things. There's some really amazing stories out there. Let's just put it like that. Okay, so all right. January 1st. January 1st. What can we say about January 1st? Bowl games, more bowl games, but all right, January 1st is, and fittingly enough, it is, it's a Bloody Mary Day. Not the Bloody Mary movie where you stand in front of the mirror, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and then, oh my God, she's here. No. It's not the movie, it's the drink. It's like in a Caesar, okay? Bloody Marys and Caesars. It's a national day because, frankly, it's a national day dedicated to the drink, okay? Because everybody's had too much the night before, and so everybody, let's go, the Bloody Mary Caesar. So but it ain't a drink. I've seen Caesars in town here, even though I'm in recovery, and I've seen the Caesars competition. It's not Caesars. It's not Bloody Marys. It's more like soup. So like a big bowl of cocktail soup, okay? And it's Bloody Mary Day, Caesar Day, so if it is a big cocktail soup, and don't tell me it's not, it's got celery and vegetables in it, and shrimp, they got chicken, I see cheeseburgers in it, it's like, what the fuck are you making? That's a Caesar. It's like a Caesar. They're stabbing Caesar to death. Oh, please name a salad after me. Man. What it is it's a cocktail soup. Caesars, they've got so much in them, they're a cocktail soup. And why do we drink soup? We drink soup because we're sick. And we need to feel better. We need to go to brunch. We need to go to brunch and drink Caesars, unendless, bottomless Caesars, because we drank so much the night before. Oh, God. I don't miss those days again. I don't. So it's National Caesar Day, which Bloody Marys, which is, in my opinion, not a drink. It's soup. It's a cocktail soup, and people drink it. It's also the day that we have all the New Year's resolutions that are broken within a week. I'm going to work out. I'm going to lose weight. And my favorite, though, everybody's going to work out, everybody's going to lose weight, but it's a new year, so it's a new me. Yeah, bullshit. If you're a dickhead last year, you're going to be a dickhead this year. What the hell, a new year, you, me? Seems like a thing that buffoons always say. Yeah, it's a new me. It's a strike midnight. I'll quit being a dickhead, start being an asshole. But I'll tell you what, though. With all the traditions and Caesar Day and what else, Andy? New Year's, you got all the, this shit, they sing and everybody kisses at midnight. I was kissing my dog sitting at home. Right? It's like, this is New Year's Day. This is the day that I'm waiting for weeks now and years now, but New Year's Day is bowl games. It's bowl games. Remember, they all used to be on New Year's Day. They all used to be on national TV, and we all used to get around the TV in the morning. Oh, let's watch the Tournament of Roses parade and the Orange Bowl parade. Now they're all on freaking ESPN. If you've cut the cord, you can't watch a damn bowl game one. Yeah, Disney, ESPN, teabaggers. If I hadn't said it before, I can't stand them. But, bowl games. Bowl games, bowl games, bowl games, bowl games, bowl games. And today, specifically, it is the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. That's right. Wake up. It's game day! It's the little old lady from Pasadena! Boom, boom, boom! Well, the little old lady from Pasadena! Go, Granny, go, Granny, go, Granny, go! College football playoffs are freaking finally here. And just a few hours away. And I mean just a few hours away. Alabama, Michigan, first game up. Rose Bowl. Oh, geez, it just... And then you got Texas, Washington in the Sugar Bowl. Now, before this all happened, before the shakeup or whatever, the Rose Bowl used to be reserved for the Big Ten champion, and it used to be the Pac-12 or Pac-10 champion. They'd play. Like it always would be Michigan or Ohio State or, Penn State or Illinois or Minnesota against, the UCLA or Stanford or USC or Washington or Oregon or one of those, okay? But now with the BCS and now the college football playoff, we got bowl games scattered out. They got 49 bowl games a year now, and the format has changed so that the traditional bowls don't have the traditional matchups anymore. I mean, now even Alabama gets to go to the Rose Bowl. Alabama and the Rose Bowl. Man. In the history, Michigan has represented the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl 20 times over their history, and they've been we were looking at the bowls they've been to, the Liberty Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. They've been to all. Right, Denard Robinson won the sugar, honey, yeah. And anyway, they played in the Rose Bowl 20 times, and they are a mediocre 8-12 in Rose Bowl games. The last time that they were in the Rose Bowl, they played Pasadena, was a 32-18. Lost to, that was to USC in 2007. Wasn't that the Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush years in 2007? The last win they had in the Rose Bowl was in January 1998, which Ryan Leaf from Great Falls, Montana here, they beat Ryan Leaf's Washington State Cougars, and earned a national championship. And that was the last time, that in the 1997 team. So, at 3 o'clock today, our time, it is freaking game on! At 3 o'clock our time, it's only 2 o'clock, it'd be 2 o'clock in California. It's number 4 ranked Alabama, and they're in Michigan's number 1 seed, number 1 ranked team in the nation overall. They play for a chance to go to Houston, January 8th. So I'm a Michigan homer. We're not going to hash the whole bowl season. What do Michigan fans need to know? Okay? No playoff team has, no college football team has more playoff experience than Alabama. The Tide are making their 8th appearance in the college football playoff. Michigan's making their 3rd consecutive. Alabama's won the whole thing 3 times now. Michigan is the favorite on paper going in. Okay, they are the favorite on paper going in, but the Vegas odds and the bettors seem to disagree. The lines, what, Andy? Right now, throw it up here. Right now, as of Monday morning, January 1st, we've got 5 hours till game time, 6 hours till game time, 1.5. Michigan's the favorite by 1.5 right now this morning. You can't argue about whether Alabama deserves to be here in this game or not. They could win this game. They could win this thing. I mean, really, we can argue whether they deserve it or not, but that's what the polls are saying. That they could win this thing. That doesn't mean they will. This Bama team is, from what I've watched all year and what I've seen and in paper, it's probably one of the weakest teams that Nick Saban has had in quite some time. But with a weak team, Nick Saban can probably beat 98% of the teams out there. So can you say Georgia? Georgia's on my mind. But Michigan isn't that 98% of the teams. They've been ranked really high all reason and all season, and that's the ranking has been for a reason. Michigan's, you got to remember, Michigan's identity comes from its power run game. Okay, the dedication which they showed against Penn State when Michigan, they ran famously 32 times consecutively against one of the nations at the time, the number 2 nation's run defense in the country, and they ran 32 just to prove a point. Okay. Yeah, just to prove a point, Yeah, you can't run against Penn State. You can't run against Penn State. And we ran 32 straight consecutive times. Then they run every play of the second half. Okay? They've got Michigan only has 5 turnovers all year. Their points per drive is 3.2. So 3.2 points every time they have the ball. And they have the fewest plays for negative yardage or sacks or plays for losses than any other team in the country. Okay? I've seen them match up. Michigan is a bigger team. And that's what they'll do. And they're a run team. They're a bigger team, and they're not going to give up their game plan. They're going to beat Alabama, and I mean physically beat them in the trenches, like they did Ohio State, like they do all year long to everybody. It'll take some time with Alabama. There are no slouches, and it's a Nick Saban coach team, but not too much time. Running back, Blake Corum. Yeah, Andy, right. Blake Corum is he's gonna be as an intangible as well as the quarterback Mike Sinstrel. Yeah, both of them are first round pro picks. Blake's gonna need, when Blake has a good day, he opens up. He opens up the offense for JJ to do more. Okay? But it's it's the Wolverine defense that has been outstanding and been the talk of the town. Well, they got Devon Edwards, and they got JJ, and they got Blake Corum. But the defense, the no-name defense, has been outstanding all season long. And it's a top-rate defense. They're big. They're fast. Did you see that Penn State game? I believe it was when that 390-pound guy from Michigan, and I forgot his name. He ran down the running back from behind. He's faster than, yeah. They're quick. They're really quick. And that's they're a Big Ten team, and Big Ten teams build big lines. That's what they're known for. And Ohio State, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Penn State have all been known for it. It's just Michigan's turn right now. The quarterback, what you got? Milroe for Bama. You got JJ for Michigan. Milroe has better stats than JJ, but JJ has missed? How many fourth quarters this year because he hasn't had to play? When he has been played, accuracy, he's the fourth leading rusher on the team. I think, like I said, Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards have to have big games to wear that Bama defense down. Michigan has to stick to that running game, stick to it, loosens the defense up for J.J. McCarthy to be effective. Now, I believe we have the better backfield. I believe that Michigan has the best backfield in college football. I do think that it's going to be one thing or another. It's either going to be a close game or a blowout. Yeah, that's easy. A close game or a blowout. That's real hard to pick. I think it's going to be really close. I don't think that either team has the ability to blow the other team out of the water. Nothing like that Georgia-Florida State debacle on Saturday. Did you? Florida State didn't even show up. They had third-string quarterbacks. They didn't even show up, And I know that, man, they're mad, we didn't make the national championship. But, geez, you had a chance, Florida State had a chance to prove to the nation that they had a legitimate argument. Instead, they lost, 63-3? Bowza! Bow! Bow, wow. Like I said, it's going to be a close game with Michigan and Bama. I think the first half will be scary for Michigan fans. Uncharted territory, nerves. I think the second half will show Michigan will show, and Michigan fans will settle back and say, oh yeah, this is what we do. We run. And JJ ran. JJ's back to pass, and he ran. They run. They can wear you down. They're the bigger team. The line's bigger. The whole offensive line for Michigan is a all-American line. Take the 1.5 points in Michigan. Spread's 1.5. Take it. Give Alabama the 1.5 and take it. In the Sugar Bowl, I got Washington beating Texas. The game is indoors, and I think that a controlled environment and no wind and anything favors Washington and favors the Washington pass attack. I think it will prevail. The Washington will prevail. The Rose Bowl, don't forget, it starts today, here just in a few hours. 6.5 hours. It's 3 o'clock today at Mountain Standard Time, the Rose Bowl. And the Sugar Bowl starts at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So go blue! Go blue! Go blue! I hope I'm here next week going, we won it, we're going, we're crazy, instead of shit. So, like Ohio State. Didn't they look bad too? Hey, Ryan Day looked horrible. Horrible. Bad coaching. Bad coaching. Nothing like the bad call on Saturday night with the Lions. Now, Dan Campbell, I know Andy's given me, but Dan Campbell checked in with the refs, explained the play. When they before they ran it, he called the refs over and explained the play again. The players on the defense announced to the defensive line, like they should, and an eligible receiver, and then they threw for the touch, the 2-point conversion, which was ruled incomplete, ineligible receiver down the field, and all that. Bullshit! 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 All right. Andy's given me the high signs, so I hope that you've all had a great New Year's Eve. Have a great New Year's Day. Enjoy all the bowl games there is. There's like 6. There's the Fiesta Bowl. There's like what no, I seen that today. The other day. That Saturday was the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and a guy with a Pop-Tart costume was getting launched out of a toaster. That's the job that I want. The Pop-Tart guy that gets blasted out of the toaster. It's a new year, so everybody, let's start the new year out by spaying and neutering your pets. Adopt, don't shop, rescue, foster. Why don't you adopt a shelter pet today? I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoy the games coming up in a couple hours. I know I will. I'm going to be, where are we going, Andy? I don't know. I haven't cut the cord. I'm going to make a couple calls. Where's everybody in Great Falls going to watch Michigan beat Alabama? Send me a message. I'll meet you there. Until next week, have a great Monday. Have a great week. We will see you, Andy, next week. We'll see you next week. We are out of here.